Hello, everybody. My name is Damian. Thank you for coming to COM222, harnessing conversational AI for streamlined security operations. Let's go to our agenda today. We will cover some challenges that executives related with security are facing every day. We're going to see how Security Hub helps you to address those challenges, but also we will see, how we can build conversational interfaces to access the information in a conversational way. Sorry, I'm not an English native speaker. I'm from Argentina, so some issues with the language, but I will try to address them. So, and also we will see how to build a conversational interface with Amazon Q. First question that I have for everyone in this room: how long it takes to get answers about the security standing point? How long it takes for you? Hours, minutes, days? That's a problem that facing the people who works in security. Sometimes there is volumes of threats is increasing every day. The complexity of the technology is increasing every day. Every day something new come up, and it has many potential threats that you need to address. There is some complexity and overload of information on the sources to get information from, and too many tools that can overwhelm you to get information from. Many people and many places to look at. To get answers to simple questions, sometimes it's hard because you have to contact some person that is in charge of one tool or some other. And the thing is, in terms of how many times takes you to get information to make decisions. Simple question how do you know where you are in terms of security? What is your top 5 vulnerabilities or findings in your infrastructure? Which resources have the most findings? Where are the most critical findings in your AWS account? Some questions that it may take a long time to answer. We can set up AWS Security Hub to tackle that kind of problems. AWS Security Hub is a security posture management service that helps you to streamline the information all in one place. You can see the security best practices, your findings from different tools that you can leverage in AWS, and also information coming from different partners that are sending information in a standard format for Security Hub. Security Hub integrates with different toolings, like I said, Amazon GuardDuty, AWS Firewall, Config, System Manager, Amazon Inspector, Macie, and also IAM Access Analyzer and AWS Health. Centralize all the files in one place where you can go to find information, and then it can list the findings. But still, you need to know how to handle the tool. You need to know where to get the information. So it's easy to install. First call of action, go to your AWS console. Go find for Security Hub, then click on one-click deployment that will enable you your Security Hub in your account, and you can start to managing your alerts in one place. So, another question for everyone in this room. How much time it takes to spend to get information about the risk versus the time that you're spending solving the problems on your infrastructure? Sometimes, even with Security Hub, it takes time because you can go to the findings, list the findings, try to order, but maybe you don't know how to filter the important information. So, what to do to speed up the mean time to discovery on the security risk in order to speed up your resolution. In the last reInvent, Dr. Werner Vogel says there is no better time than today to be a builder. Because all of the tools that we are using can be reinvented, can be rewritten, and can be used in a different way, leveraging artificial intelligence. In this case, we can use the stack on AWS for artificial intelligence. There is 3 layers in this stack. First layer, the lower layer, is related with hardware. We can find chips, GPUs, Trainium, inferential, different kind of instances to prepare our own models. But yeah, that sounds complicated, right? Then we have the API layer. Basically, is where Bedrock lives. There is Bedrock by itself. You can use different models. There is guardrail, there is agent, there is customization capabilities that you can use. But there is another layer that is in the top that you can use today without less effort than Bedrock, which is an application layer. In that layer, we can find Amazon Q, Q in QuickSight, and Q in Connect. Amazon Q for Business is the tool that we can use to speed up the access to generative AI on our companies. It's a generative AI assistant that empowers employees with your company knowledge base. It will be inside of your company, it will be protected by guardrails, and only will be accessed by your employees using IAM Identity Center. You can build, in an easy way, you can build this infrastructure. You can use Amazon Q to ask as an interface, as conversational interface, and you can hook with the Amazon S3 in order to find the information. So, connecting Security Hub with using Amazon Data Firehose, you can send the findings into an S3 bucket. Then you can use a Lambda function to order the buckets and centralize it based on the different account that you have on your Security Hub environment. And then Amazon Q can pull up the information from S3, index the information, and then your users can ask questions directly to Amazon Q. So I will speed up because I don't have enough time to make a full demo, but at least I was able to make some screenshots that to let you know how to build this interface. So go to the Amazon Q console on your AWS for Business. Click and get started. Then create an application. Set the name for the application, and then it will ask you to create a role to provide access to your resources. I recommend the first time you do this, just for testing of a proof of concept, to select the default option, which will create the role, the links role for the service. Then we will set the retrievers. There is 2 kinds of retrievers. One is native retriever, and the other one is Kendra. I recommend you to use the native retriever, and then set the the index provisioners. There's 2 as well. For the testing purposes, I recommend to use the starter, and then when you move forward to implement the whole company, try to use the enterprise, because it's more cheaper the starter than the enterprise. Step 5, select that data source. In this case, the architecture that I showed you before is using Amazon S3 to pull information. But there is many others. Also, you can use relational databases and different databases. I will select S3, then set a name. After set a name, you will provide access to your S3 bucket. I recommend to use the full option that will create the role to allow you to pull the information. It will allow just your Amazon queue to your bucket. It will be one-on-one. Then select your bucket. You can use the browse utility in order to access to find the bucket where your findings are being sent by Firehose, sorry. Then there is a place where you can select how often it refreshes the information. You can set daily or manual or every 30 minutes if you want to. Next step, select your users. Amazon user is based on subscription, so you will allow your users in your organization by adding here. This is not charging per, you don't have to pre-provision the database for the vectors. So in this case, you will provision the indexes, and they will charge you only for the users and then for the data indexes. So it's important here to allow the users that you want to provide access to this information. This will be your first guardrail to access the information. And finally, your interface, you can use the conversational interface to access the information. Next step, ask some questions. So, my first question that I did to this information is what kind of answers you can do. And the Amazon queue was able to tell me that can provide information about Security Hub findings, including status of security ID controls. Sorry, I'm reading here because I'm a bit far from this one. And then, the question that I did for Amazon Q is, can you list 10 AWS security findings on my infrastructure? And was able, for the first time that I did this question, to find information on the S3 bucket, pull the information, and write that paragraph to tell me where are the findings. So, my today talk is the key takeaway that you have to go with after my talk is Amazon Security Hub can help you to centralize the information of security posture in one place and will help you. It's pretty easy and it's low cost to get the information in just one place to speed up the access to your information. Then you can streamline the information about your security findings by implementing generative AI to ask some questions. And 3, with Amazon Q, you can build conversational interfaces to speed up the resolution of questions around security. And it's pretty easy. Go build, try it, and you will see that it's easy to access the information without any, coding. It's not hard to get it. So, thank you for coming today, and hope you can give it a tune up and evaluate my talk. Thank you.